it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So, it's spring break season and some of us are planning to be out in the sun. Some of us obviously not being me because I look like I've never seen the sun in my life. Also, some people have already had spring break and at that point, that's not even spring break, that's just like an end of winter break. So if you're planning a spring break trip or just planning a time to be out in the sun, but you have body mods, what do you do to protect them? So what are some of the preventative measures that you can take to protect your tattoos, your piercings, any of your body modifications? So for today's video, I'm going to be discussing ways to protect your body mods out in the elements. Whether you're at a beach and you're surrounded by sand and water, if you're out in the sun for extended periods of time, there are ways that you can make sure that your tattoos and piercings are taken care of. Let's start with tattoos because they're obviously the ones that we think about the most with extended exposure to sun. So the first thing you should be doing is sunscreen. This should be a no-brainer. You definitely need to be applying sunscreen of 30 to 50 SPF as necessary. You don't need to go above 50 SPF though, because honestly anything above that at that point doesn't really work. Preferably, you should use sunscreen with natural ingredients in it. You don't really want to put too many chemicals on your body or your tattoos. You really just don't want them on you. So finding something with natural ingredients is your best option. However, if you are unable to, just finding a sunscreen is what you need. If you have a tattoo that is either brand new or is still healing, you don't want to put sunscreen on it. So instead, you want to cover it up. And I know that's not a whole lot of fun, especially if you've gone to the beach. You don't want to be at the beach with clothing on, but do you also want to damage your brand new tattoo that you spent time and money and energy on? No. So yep, unfortunately, you may have to wear layers of clothing. You can kind of counteract, like if it's really hot outside and you're sitting there going like, oh my God, I have to wear a long sleeve shirt. Wear something that's lightweight and breathable. As long as your tattoo is covered, that's at least better protection than if you were just going out willy-nilly. Tattoos that are less than a month old should never, under any circumstances, go out in the sun. Cover up or you'll regret it. Also remember, don't go swimming with a new tattoo. It's kind of like with piercings. You don't submerge them into bodies of water, whether that's the ocean or someone's pool or a lake. Don't submerge any of your body mods, especially if they're healing. Also, something you may not take into consideration is sand. Sand is pretty uncomfortable just on a regular basis. If you get it in your bathing suit, it gets into crevices that it shouldn't be in. It's pretty uncomfortable. Imagine that getting stuck to a brand new tattoo. Ew, just the thought makes me really queasy. Be mindful of your surroundings wherever you're going to be out in the elements. This is another reason why you should cover up, because that can help avoid getting sand into areas that it shouldn't be in. So, you're in the predicament where your tattoo got sunburned. What do you do? Personally, I'd sit in a dark room and cry. Something you need to be mindful of is if you do get sunburned and it happens to be on a tattoo, blisters can form on tattoos and can cause permanent damage to the design of your tattoo. You don't want that. The design, the coloring, everything about it can be thrown off and you may have to go back for touch-ups. If you do find that there is a sunburn on your tattoo, you can put aloe vera on it. So much like lotion, just don't drown it in it. So just put a very thin layer on wherever the sunburn is, let it do its cool-in thing, apply as necessary. But again, don't just take like a whopping handful of it and just slather it wherever it is. Apply as necessary, but in small amounts. Make sure your tattoo doesn't dry out. This is the same for both a new tattoo, a healing tattoo, an old tattoo. Make sure to keep it hydrated, which means keep your lotion on hand, use it as needed, but don't drown your tattoo. Even if it's old, don't drown your tattoo. It won't appreciate it. So now, moving on to piercings out in the elements. Whether you're at the sun, you're in the water, you're on a beach. You also need to protect your piercings much like you do with your tattoos. A lot of people don't consider this, but you should. There are a lot of things that can go wrong with your piercings, whether new or old. If your piercing is showing any signs of healing still, stay out of the water. Your piercer should tell you this to not submerge your piercing for an extended period of time. If it still is acting like it's going through the healing process, stay out of the water. Although saline salt solutions are ideal for piercings, so like if you're out in the ocean, you're like, oh, it's salt water. There's also a lot of bacteria in the ocean, and you don't want that to get in your piercing. That's gross. The same goes for pool water. Chlorine is not your friend. It's also very drying, which you don't want for your piercing. So if your piercing is still healing, stay out of the water. You may not think that a sunburn near a piercing site would be bad, but it can actually cause a great deal of issues. Sunburns are pretty drying, and you don't want your piercing to dry out, whether new or old. Sunburns hurt no matter where they are. Just keep that in mind. Do you want your piercing site to hurt any more than it may have in the past? Sunburns can also cause swelling, making the jewelry in a piercing site hurt. So if you're dealing with swelling from a sunburn, it can make the jewelry feel tight. You can use sunscreen around a piercing site only if it's healed. If it is not healed, do not put any kind of lotion near it. At that time, you need to cover up. So if you've got ear piercings, wear a hat. If you have body piercings, wear an article of clothing that'll protect you from the elements. Also wear a big hat, like one of those like really nice sun hats, because if you've got like facial piercings, that can kind of give you a wide enough range to block the sun out. If you have a new piercing and you're in the sun, technically it's still an open wound, so you don't want to get anything in it that's not supposed to be there. Or you could just avoid going out in the sun, which I have done for almost 30 years of my life. Also something to keep in mind if you're out in the sun or out in the water, wherever you are, certain metals react with the elements. So a good option to wear to, say, the beach would be silicone or bioplast, because both of those materials are flexible. However, on the opposite side, sterling silver or anything with nickel is going to react poorly to either the sun or whatever's in the water. So you don't want to wear those. Keep in mind the jewelry that you're wearing. Again, bioplast and silicone are not exactly the best materials to wear for extended periods of time, but for like a short outing to the beach or to the pool, these are great options. So these are just some helpful tips to keep your piercings and your tattoos safe during your spring break or even your summer trips, or any time that you may be out in the sun for extended periods of time or around bodies of water. These are not things that you're gonna think about frequently or on a regular basis, but you do wanna make sure that you keep everything happy and healthy. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips to protecting your body mods, whether you're out in the sun or in bodies of water. Also, if you have any spring break trips planned or summer trips planned, leave them in the comments below. We'd like to see where everyone's going, or hopefully going. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button, wherever it may be, because I don't know, even though I do. This is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.